Well, Calvin, that was an excellent speech and a very hard act to follow. Good evening. My name is Heather Knobel, and I am a proud graduate of the LFCDS class of 2014. I'd like to share a little bit about my experience at LFCDS and how it has shaped the student and person I have become today. By way of background, I am a junior at Highland Park High School. I'm the co-president of Girl Up, a club affiliated with the United Nations Foundation, which helps to empower young women and girls. I'm a member of the mock trial team and had the honor of joining my team at the state competition this past year. I spend much of my free time working for an organization called SCOPE, which sends children in need to overnight camp. I have a love for learning and strong advocacy skills when working with my teachers. Although it is my hardest class, my favorite class this year is AP US History. I tell you all of this because who I am and what I do is directly connected to my journey at LFCDS. When you think of elementary and middle school, you probably envision students sitting in straight rows, listening intently to a teacher reading from the same book. Teachers follow a prescribed curriculum. Perhaps students have the opportunity to work in small groups, participate in activities, and socialize. Parents might even volunteer. Sure, that's what happens everywhere else. What happens at LFCDS is beyond anything you could ever imagine, which is probably why you decided to join the LFCDS family. Welcome to the beginning of a magical journey. When I walked through the doors at the Green Bay entrance for the first time, I knew this was a very special place, yet I could not quite articulate what that meant exactly. After many days, months, and years, I learned firsthand that LFCDS recognizes learner diversity, offers an experiential curriculum, and encourages students' interests, provides individualized guidance, ensures that every student has an equal opportunity to not just participate, but to lead, challenges students appropriately, promotes a positive community, and most importantly, involves the whole family in the process. Students are encouraged to discover their talents and unique abilities. They are motivated to become their best selves. LFCDS promotes a nurturing environment where students, teachers, and staff feel valued and respected. Everyone at LFCDS accepts responsibility for our community's success. I know from experience that time spent here will prepare your student for high school and so much more. This so much more represents essential life lessons. When I apply them in my high school classroom or my out-of-school world, I experience success. Mr. Bob Bullard, the former assistant head of school and one of my favorite people in the entire world, once told me, "Heather, there are two things that I want every student to take away from LFCDS. One, the ability to advocate for oneself, and two, the ability to confidently speak in public." Those are just two of the most important tools I was given. Here are a few others. You get by with a little help from your friends, but of course, your teachers. There are always going to be people who move at a faster pace or know more than you. I learned at LFCDS that you should not compare yourselves to them or try to be them. Instead, learn from them and cheer them on. Be true to yourself. Find the areas where you excel. Move out of your comfort zone and embrace life's challenges. Everyone has something significant to offer, and we can all be leaders. While a little competition is healthy, it feels so much better to celebrate the accomplishments of peers. At LFCDS, every teacher I had made sure that their students would focus on learning and not just the grade. I struggled with this. Initially, I let my grades define who I was. I was not being true to myself, but LFCDS changed that for me. This school gave me a love for learning. My 6th grade math teacher, Mr. Stuckslugger, is one example of this. Every time he handed back our tests and quizzes, he didn't put a grade on the top of our paper. You can only imagine the frustration of my grade-conscious self. Mr. Stuckslugger would wait until we corrected our tests, understood our mistakes, and even understood why we got some questions correct. Eventually, he would give us our grade. This gave students time to process that the grade is not what's truly important, and it's the ability to learn that is. Another great LFCDS lesson: prepare for the worst, but hope for the best. This means mind your work ethic and stay organized. Showing up for the yearbook picture without having participated in the club doesn't fly in the classroom or in life. You cannot get away with studying for a test the night before or skipping the group meeting for a project. Work ethic and organization eliminates fear and saves you time. And by that I mean the time spent worrying if you will do well or not, or if a teacher will realize that you didn't study for the test. At LFCDS and everywhere else, they will figure it out, and pretty fast. What you put into something is what you will get out. Study, participate, and you will make things happen. During my time at LFCDS, my toolbox was filled to the brim with tools that I use every day. I was prepared for high school, college, and most importantly, life. I look back on my years at LFCDS as a fundamental building block that helped shape my future as a student and a contributing member of the greater community. Perhaps the greatest gift of all, or the bonus tool, is the relationships that I formed at LFCDS. I will cherish those forever. I wish you all the best on your family's journey through LFCDS. Thank you.